With 14 wild weeks in the books, Decision Day is finally here in USL League One. 3 teams entered today with a chance to advance to the final, and Union Omaha is one of them. The Owls need some help, but they can help themselves by picking up 3 points tonight against Fort Lauderdale CF in front of another sold-out Werner Park crowd. Glad you could join us this evening. Joe Malfa here with you on ESPN+. Begin with a look at the standings, because that is what tonight is all about. Greenville's already there. They're in the final. They're hosting it. But who will they host? Richmond, Omaha, North Texas still alive. Richmond is in with a win. If they tie or lose, it opens the door to Omaha. If Omaha then ties or loses, it opens the door to North Texas. But Union Omaha, they're in this position to get the 3 points and possibly join Greenville in the final because of a win against Greenville on their home turf last week. Coming into this one, Greenville was 7-0, perfect at home. And then they were upset by the Owls. Game in which Greenville really controlled everything. The tempo, the possession, as you see there, just 34% for Union Omaha, but 16 shots, 6 on target. Melina Conway found the back of the net on 2 incredible goals. One of the best games of the season in USL League One, and it's put Omaha in a position tonight to make the final, again, with some help. But they'll be facing a tough test against Fort Lauderdale CF, led by Edison Azcona and Felipe Valencia. Combined, 31 years old. Azcona is 16, Valencia is 15. This year, they have been the driving force behind the Fort Lauderdale offense. When these teams met a couple weeks ago, it was a 3-2 win for Union Omaha. Fort Lauderdale just came up short in that one, so there will be no pushovers tonight for Union Omaha as the Owls look to make the final. 14 weeks weren't enough to sort it out. Richmond, Omaha, North Texas. Who will meet Greenville in the final? We'll find out over the next 2 hours. Omaha looks to take care of business next against Fort Lauderdale CF right here on ESPN+.
I'm actually the first person in my whole entire family, teenagers, adults, kids, grandparents, that's gotten my bachelor's degree. It was 16 hours to Missouri, and then we picked up my dad and my brother, and then it was another 5 hours here. I didn't get a walk for high school. Everyone else gets that opportunity, so when it came to this, I was like, I don't care how far it is away.
Tonight, we would like to welcome our Centris Federal Credit Union ball kids. If you would like to enter your child to be a ball kid, please visit unionomaha.com/community. Hey fans, we would like to thank these awesome restaurants here in the Omaha Metro for providing team meals to our players during the 2020 season. 1912 Benson Brewery, Early Bird Brunch, El Chicano, Epoca Cantina, Chick-fil-A Bellevue, Raising Cane's, and the Corner Kick. We appreciate your support and the team meals during our 2020 season. Welcome back to Werner Park. Joe Malfa here with you on ESPN+. Union Omaha needs some help and a win of their own to make the final. Fort Lauderdale CF looking to play spoiler. Let's take a look at the lineups for both teams tonight. Brought to you by Rotella's Italian Bakery. We start with the home Union Omaha. Not many changes, just one thing of note up top. Elvir Ibisevic gets the start for Jay Mims this evening. Other than that, mostly unchanged with Rashid Nuhu coming up big at the end of that Greenville match. They will need him tonight again against a dangerous Fort Lauderdale CF side. Fort Lauderdale not in the mix to make the League One final, but this is the side that Jason Christ sends out there tonight. A few changes, a lot of young players. Ricky Lopez-Espin, 7 goals on the season up top. Next to him, Edison Azcona, 16 years old, very bright spot on this Fort Lauderdale roster. Just about anybody on this team. If you throw a dart at this starting lineup, you're bound to hit a teenager. Very young side with a bright future for Jason Christ and Fort Lauderdale CF. Just about set to begin here at Warner Park. Karen Collado, the referee in charge. Omaha, black tops, white bottoms. Fort Lauderdale, white tops, black bottoms. Underway on a chilly night at Warner Park. Joe Malfa here with you on ESPN+. So much at stake. At the end of the night, we'll know who will join Greenville in the USL League One final. Quick start from the Owls. Looking to earn a corner. Gagliardi can't save it, and they will earn a corner. All right, Omaha fans tuning into this. An update on Richmond-Chattanooga. That one is currently tied at 1. That's important because a Richmond draw or loss is what the Owls need for this game to mean something. More on that as the night continues. But for now, keep giving you an eye on that one. Tied at 1. First CHI Health corner of the night. Sent in, driven away by Lopez Espin. Devin Boyce. These teams met already once this year. A 3-2 win for Omaha came a few weeks ago in Fort Lauderdale. Boyce as an option on the wing. Finds Vanacore Decker almost. Nice sliding challenge put in at the end by Modesto Mendez. Mentioned you could throw a dart and hit a teenager. Mendez, not one of them, 22. But on that back line, Frank Nodarce in the middle is 19 years old as the flag goes up on Devin Boyce. Four teenagers getting the start tonight for Fort Lauderdale. Take a look at the injury report for both sides, brought to you by Young Chiropractic. At the end of the season, a clean bill of health for Union Omaha, and they need it tonight. Kai Thomas, the lone player listed as out for Fort Lauderdale. Jason Christ, coach of Fort Lauderdale, making a bit of a homecoming tonight. He's originally from Omaha, Nebraska. His brother is actually a season ticket holder for Union Omaha. So a lot of good memories in this state for Jason Christ, family and friends in attendance tonight as they look to play spoiler. Officially listed as another socially distant sellout at Warner Park. 38 degrees. Very chilly night here in Nebraska. As I mentioned, Richmond, Chattanooga still 1-1. The scenarios for the Owls. If Richmond comes away with a win in that game, they clinch the spot. The rest of the night, a moot point. Just playing for pride and positioning in the standings. If Richmond ties, Omaha with a win would be in. A draw, and Richmond would be in. And that Richmond draw would eliminate North Texas. If Richmond, in the last 20 minutes, loses to Chattanooga, North Texas stays alive, and Omaha would be in good position as well. Again, 3 points would get them there. Sent across, Boyce will have to latch onto it. He keeps it in. Cheeky play outside of the boot. Skeers sends it across. Headed on, off the post, into the arms of Gagliardi. First great chance of the night for Omaha. Another quick look at this one before play resumes. It was Conway who rose to meet it. Unlucky bounce for the Owls. Now I teased that North Texas is still alive. Their road to the final is the most difficult. They need Richmond to lose, and then Omaha to lose or tie. And they need to win themselves against Tormenta. I know that's a lot to keep track of with me just throwing it all at you. We'll continue to update it as the night goes along and we get updates from Richmond. About a quarter hour left plus stoppage time in that one. And then at 8:30, North Texas kicks off. Big event tonight in Arlington. But they'll need some help as well. In the 5th minute, it's been all Omaha so far. Control possession, they had the chance off the post. And they have it again. Toby Otieno who has been tremendous ever since he joined the fold. Made his first start against Fort Lauderdale the last time they met. He played all 90 minutes in that one. As Lopez Espin commits the foul, working on Knudsen. Lopez Espin, 7 goals on the year. With a hat trick tonight, he could tie for the Golden Boot. Giuliano Terzaghi leads that with 10 goals. Rashid Nuhu came up with a massive save at the end of the Greenville match. That one went well over the initially awarded stoppage time. And Nuhu made a massive save. If not for those 3 points, Omaha would not be in this situation tonight. Greenville went into that one undefeated at home. And now Omaha vying to once again play on the road against Greenville, this time in the final. As the Parliament looks on, a free kick in a dangerous area coming for Omaha, and already a player in the book. It's Mendez, shown the yellow card by Karen Collado. Good pressure from Boyce to keep that one alive. This matchup will look a lot different than the first between these two teams, due in large part to the field. Dimensions a lot smaller here at Warner Park than they are at Inter Miami Stadium, where Fort Lauderdale CF plays their matches. Dami Villader stands on it. If you're noticing some funky looking characters in the Parliament, it is Halloween costume night here. They're looking to celebrate in a moment. Villader sends it in. They're not going to celebrate right now. Headed away again by Lopez Espin. Otieno keeps it alive. Villader, take 2. This one headed away as well by Rosales. Volley goes well wide by Vanacore Decker. Good idea. Execution not there. Pressure from the Owls. Gagliardi just has to get rid of it.
Not too much, Ethan. Behind you, right.
This is the first start of the season in goal for Gagliardi. Castanera and Zuluaga have been splitting time for the majority of the season for Fort Lauderdale. And the FIU keeper, who was drafted 32nd overall last year in the MLS draft by the Vancouver Whitecaps, gets the nod tonight. Already made one big play that technically won't go down as a save. He just caught the ball off the post on the header from Conway. Conway scored a beauty in the win last week over Greenville, as did Molina. Molina's on the bench tonight. When these teams last met, possession was 70-30 in favor of Fort Lauderdale. As I talked about in the open, about Omaha only having 34% possession in the win against Greenville, it's a team that's very comfortable playing without the ball. They don't have the possession numbers, but they have important possession in the attacking third. They make the most of it, very efficient in the attack. Threaded through towards Lopez Espin, waiting for it to come back down on his right foot in a sea of Owls. Finds an option back. Mendez. Sosa. Back to Lopez Espin. First bit of sustained pressure from Fort Lauderdale. Lopez Espin stumbles over his own feet in the box. And Verity Sosa boots it away. Richmond, Chattanooga in the 80th minute, still knotted up at 1. That match also on ESPN+. The North Texas Tormentum match, which is still to be determined what impact it will have on the evening, will also be on ESPN+, starting in a few minutes. That one begins at 8:30. To took a deflection after Knutson tried to send it upfield. Battle on the wing. Won in the end by the Owls. Verity Souza slips as well. Saw Lopez Espin slip a moment ago. Slick field tonight. Some scattered showers in the area. 38 degrees here at Warner Park. Omaha all year long has relied on its high pressure. Nearly forces a turnover there. Heavy challenge put in by Josh Saavedra. Controlled at the back by Fort Lauderdale.
Stop dropping, Elo!
Union Omaha seemed left for dead before the first time these teams met. Again, they met on September 30th. Omaha was coming in on a 3-match losing streak after beginning the season unbeaten through 8 matches at 4-0-4. Now, since that 3-match losing streak, they began a new positive streak after that matchup against Fort Lauderdale. Since these teams last met, Omaha, 3 wins, no losses, 2 draws, and right back in the thick of things. That 3-loss stretch seemed to put Omaha on the brink. At one point, one of the computer models offering predictions on the rest of the season had Omaha at just a 2% chance to make the postseason after that 3-game losing skid. But as the tifo behind Gagliardi's goal says right now on the outfield wall in front of the Parliament, Buhos never say die. This team hasn't given up all year. Still awaiting some help in another matchup. About 10 minutes to go. Still 1-1, Richmond-Chattanooga. Last time these teams met, Jason Christ felt Fort Lauderdale really controlled the first 25 to 30 minutes. Had trouble breaking down the midfield of Omaha as far as getting some valuable offensive opportunities, but thought they deserved at least a point in a difficult, hard-fought game all around. Late goal from Ethan Vanacore-Decker gave Omaha the win in that one. Foul here goes against J.P. Skiers. Jay Mims called Fort Lauderdale one of the more skilled teams in the league. Said they pass really well. Very similar to North Texas, not quite as polished. They have a lot more youth on the team, but he sees where the arrow is pointing for Jason Christ and this Fort Lauderdale squad going in the next year. It's something that Jason Christ touched on as well. Felt his young team took one giant step forward this year, and if he could keep the band together next year, he feels they could take 2 big steps forward and really compete for a title in League One. Again, they are mathematically eliminated. Just the 3 teams tonight still alive: Richmond, Omaha, North Texas. That's where Fort Lauderdale is hoping to be next year. Plenty of positive signs to take out of this season. I would encourage them and their fans that they can be in this spot next year. Nearly a quarter hour gone, 0-0. Joe Malva here with you on ESPN+. If the Richmond scoreline holds at 1-1 with just a few minutes remaining, North Texas would be eliminated, and Omaha would need a win, all 3 points here, to advance to the final against Greenville. Otieno finds Bisevich. Boyce, very active so far in the early going. Has that one taken away by Mendez. Mendez and Rosales appear to have switched sides or been interchanging at the back so far for Fort Lauderdale. It's Rosales on the right side again now, and he's down on the sideline holding his face. He'll just chip it out as the captain is in some pain. Rosales seemed to catch a stray hand right there from Boyce, nothing malicious.
Evan, now you got it now, Evan. Now you got it, like that. Just like that one. That was much better. Now Alvear's got it. Evan's going over now. Yeah. Ethan, if that's the case, you may have to cheat. Just throw it to him. Throw it to him. Now they're going to go. Evan's going over to the one in the middle. You may have to go a little bit up.
Rosales still being treated. Couldn't tell if there was a little blood coming out of the nose, but appears that may be the case. The attention he's getting on the sideline.
Yep, let's play. He's off the field. What are we waiting on? Ref, he's off. Yeah. Throw it to him. Play down.
There's another look at it. 87th minute, Richmond-Chattanooga 1-1. Chattanooga got a goal early in the second half. Richmond equalized. That result as good as a Richmond loss for the Owls. North Texas is a team that needed Richmond to lose. So Owls fans tuning in, that 1-1 scoreline, again, is all right for the Owls at the moment. The only difference for Omaha would have been that a Richmond loss would have meant that 1 point for Omaha could have put them through. But that would have meant Owls fans, players, and staff would have had to watch very intently to that North Texas game. Because a Richmond loss, plus an Owls draw, plus a North Texas win, would have sent the reigning champs out of nowhere through to the final.
All right, back. Squeeze again, Alvear, squeeze in. Yep. Squeeze Alvear. Good, now you keep it wide, Alvear.
Fort Lauderdale content to play from the back. That's how Jason Christ wants his squad to play. Was curious to see tonight how they would handle the small field. Obviously makes things tougher as far as that possession style, but he wanted them to just continue playing their game. Didn't want to see them get impatient and start playing direct over the top.
Stay. Back down, back.
Curious to see how his young team would respond to the dimensions, to a team in Omaha that's playing with everything they've got tonight. Emotionally charged match as they could make the final. So far, Fort Lauderdale holding strong. Just gave up that one good opportunity to the Owls, but since then, neither team has really threatened the opposing goalkeeper. Another look at the foul. Goes against Reyes as he tries to get back into play and takes down Villader. Dami Villader missed a couple of weeks for the Owls. It coincided with that losing streak. He got hurt on the road against Chattanooga. Broken rib. Sidelined him for a couple of weeks. And since they've gotten him back, it's coincided with their positive streak. Verity Souza working on Saavedra. Long throws we'll often see the Owls employ on this field. Dealt with well by the back line. In some pain is Sammy Gadiri. Went down to a knee at the back for Fort Lauderdale. Knutson chipped over the top. Villader in the box. Turns to his preferred left foot. Nobody there as he centers it. Otieno can't get there before it's cleared. Play on. Cole was going to go against Skiers. Now it's Fort Lauderdale with a chance. Sosa couldn't get it through to Dairon Reyes. Crisis averted for the Owls. Five minutes of stoppage time in the Richmond-Chattanooga game. 1-1 still. Fort Lauderdale play spoiler against the Owls if that result holds. A draw in that game would eliminate North Texas, and it would mean the Owls need to win to make the final. Reyes as a runner finds Lopez Espin. Can't put a touch on it before Asumanu gets there. Out for the throw deep in the corner. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of USL League One and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com. Rosales gets it in, gets it back. Sosa went out for a throw, but at the end, Aaron Collado calls a foul. Opportunity for Fort Lauderdale to whip in a free kick here in a dangerous position. Another look as Boyce comes in, commits the foul.
Can you ask her who? Can you ask her who? We can talk to her.
Blaine Ferry, 20-year-old, stands over the free kick. 22nd minute. Ferry has appeared in each game this season, still awaiting the whistle from Collado. There it is. Delivery from Ferry. Headed away by Skiers. Volley from distance, always rising into the stands. Ambitious effort at the back by Sammy Gadiri. Richmond Chattanooga a few minutes away from going final. Still 1-1 in stoppage time. Boyce off the back of the leg of Conway. Boyce to Conway, across, flicked on towards the back post and saved. Omaha fans, massive update with a couple of minutes left. Chattanooga scored. They're ahead 2-1. Barring 2 goals in the last couple of minutes from Richmond, 3 points would put Omaha into the final. Again, a Richmond draw or loss is what Omaha needed, and they're down by 1 with a couple minutes left. North Texas fans, now you're all still alive as well, because a loss by Richmond keeps your hopes alive. Chaos in League One. Kept alive in the box. Cleared away by the Owls. Flag goes up late for offside. Jay Mims, I asked him this week how he would handle the situation. Would he let his players know the result of the Chattanooga-Richmond game, or would he just let them play it out with the mindset of going out there and just getting 3 points? He said there's 2 ways to look at it. If he lets them know there's more pressure on them, but by letting them know you could get that 110% out of them instead of 100%. We'll see if we can see him letting his players know in a couple of minutes once that game goes final. Ball sent in and headed away. Jay Mims, head coach. You've seen him on the bottom of your screen. He's in that green sweater tonight for the Owls. Conway. He goes down. Collado thinking about it. In the end, gives the foul to the Owls. Chattanooga and Richmond, that game ended 2-1 last time they met as well. So just awaiting the final whistle there at any moment. Red Wolves up 2-1, closing seconds now of that one. Chipped over the top, in stride, Ibišević, out wide, Souza. On his left foot, cross sent in, and away before it got to Conway. The Adair, 25th minute, finds Boyce. Ball sent in. Not much power on it from Vanacore Decker. Gathered easily by Gagliardi. Kona down the wing. Laid off to Sosa. Lopez Espin tried. Play a little give and go. Shot from distance doesn't trouble Nuhu.
Devin, not so high, Devin.
4 minutes were awarded in Chattanooga, Richmond. They're in the 97th now. It's still 2-1 Chattanooga, just awaiting the final whistle for the picture to become that much clearer here in USL League One. Greenville in the final. Who will they host? They ended their season with a W today, 4-1 over Orlando City B. Sosa, 3 Owls converge. He gets through it. Finds a teammate, gets it back. Give and go on his right foot. Sosa, shot! Nearly beats Nuhu. Give and go, played beautifully between Sosa and Ferry. Tries to tuck it in at the back post past Nuhu. But too wide. Did take a touch somewhere along the way, though. Another CHI Health corner kick coming for Fort Lauderdale. Reyes cleared away. Final whistle has blown in Richmond. Chattanooga defeats the Kickers 2-1. So Omaha, with a win, would clinch a spot in the final. With a draw, they would need then North Texas to also lose or draw. A lot of moving parts. But a Richmond loss, the absolute best case scenario for the Owls. A win puts them in, no question. A draw leaves it up to North Texas. Boyce lets it go. Via Dare sends the cross in. Doesn't get to Conway. But Vanacore Decker saves it. Nearing the hydration break here in the first half. Otieno steps to it. Back to Vanacore Decker. Deflected by Saavedra. And now cleared up the field, out for a throw.
Quickly, Dalton, quickly! Quickly! Come on, Toby, this way, Toby!
This hit by Knutson. Reyes finds Sosa. Didn't have numbers, but now he has some more white jerseys with him. Has Kona. Cleared away. Ibišević, he wants it from Vanacore Decker. Boyce gets it instead. Boyce thinks about it from distance, has it deflected. Conway flicks it on, but Boyce can't get there. Nice move by Villadare to get past Reyes. Out to Boyce. Villadare, end line. Gagliardi on top of it. Jay Mims has gone as far as calling his left back, Dami Villadare, the best left back in USL League One. Tight competition, I'd say, between Tyler Pollock and Villadare. But Mims has the confidence in his guy.
Up again, Evan. Be ready, Evan. Devin, be ready to go. Go, Evan. Keep your line, Evan. Come on, Devin. You gotta go. You gotta go. Yep. Yep.
Sosa spends a lot of time on the ball for Fort Lauderdale. That one ricochets off Otieno and then Collado. She'll stop play here as their deflection interfered with the run of play. On a 38-degree night in Omaha. taking that one off the face. First Otieno, then Collado. That's got to sting. Back now to Nuhu on the restart. Hydration break coming any moment now. In these conditions, you want them going over there for some water or a little bit of coffee or hot chocolate or something. Scattered showers in the forecast as well. Down the wing, Vanacore Decker. Is it taken away by Gadiri? Half hour gone here at Warner Park. Joe Malfa here with you on ESPN+. Chattanooga beat Richmond. Big result for Omaha. More on that in a moment once we get to the hydration break, as we'll take a look at the live standings here in League One.
Help these guys with the water break. Give them some encouragement. There it is, Toby. Right, yeah. Up, Justin. Up, Toby. Up, guys. Up. Come on, JP. Up.
Have to imagine in that hydration break, Jay Mims will let his guys know that they got the result they needed with Chattanooga beating Richmond. Berry finds Ascona. Out wide, it's Reyes. Overlapping run coming from Rosales. Reyes keeps it himself, has a go. Rashid Nuhu, no problem. Long ball looking for Conway. Calmly headed back to Gagliardi by Rosales, the captain on the right side. Saw him being tended to earlier. With a little knock to the nose. And with that, Karen Collado will send the teams over for the hydration break. Imagine she'll just restart with a drop ball once they come back, because Vanacore Decker is down at the moment, and she is summoning some help onto the field. So hydration break taking place now with the injury to Vanacore Decker. There'll be a drop ball for goalkeeper Gagliardi for Fort Lauderdale when things resume. But we're into the Nebraska Medicine hydration break. Decker has been arguably the team MVP this year for Omaha. So they'll look to see if he can get back up and back into play. Look at the highlights so far from the first half. Best chance came in the 4th minute. Header off the post and then to Gagliardi by Conway. Nice little cheeky pass by Boyce to start that play. Nearly the opening goal that Omaha was looking for in the first 5 minutes. With that, we'll put up the live standings for you. Richmond, 16 games in the books. They played and they lost to Chattanooga. North Texas has also begun its match against Tormenta. Currently 0-0, just started. That would put them at 25. If all results hold, draw here, draw in North Texas, it would put Omaha in the final against Greenville. But as it stands, Omaha drawing would leave the door open to North Texas, the defending champs. 3 points for North Texas against Tormenta at home in Arlington would send the reigning champs in for a rematch in the final against Greenville. And Richmond's not out of it. Richmond with 26 can still get into the final despite tonight's loss if Omaha loses and if North Texas loses or draws. Still some moving parts to be figured out over the next 60-ish minutes here, depending on stoppage time, and over the next 87 minutes in North Texas. In the same way that we kept you updated on the score in the Richmond-Chattanooga game through the first 15 minutes here, we'll keep you updated on the score in the North Texas-Tormenta game as well. Joe Malfa still with you on ESPN+. Decision day in USL League One. Greenville played its match 1 p.m. this afternoon. They had already wrapped up a spot in the final a couple of weeks ago. They wrapped up home field last week. One last flex of their muscles, a 4-1 win over OCB. And now they are sitting back, waiting for an opponent. Now, if I know John Harks from our conversations throughout the year, he is somewhere either at home or in his office with 2 monitors up right now, watching this one and watching North Texas. As Lopez Espin sends that one harmlessly high and wide of Rashid Nuhu. John Harkes' Greenville side this season beat North Texas, lost to Omaha. And wouldn't that be something if North Texas could somehow pull through tonight? If Omaha drops the points. 2 seasons of USL League One, 2 matchups of Greenville and North Texas in the final. Still a possibility. But last year was in Texas. This year it'll be in the upstate of South Carolina. Decker has it deflect off his teammate Otieno. Have to imagine J. Mims let his players know in that hydration break the result in Richmond. Again, in speaking with him this week, he said he would certainly let his players know as soon as that game went final what the situation was. Boyce, overlapping run from Souza, uses it. Verity Souza, end line. Fizzes across. Too strong, out for a goal kick. Fans follow Union Omaha and the rest of USL League One all season long on ESPN+, home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join the nearly 8 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN+, and watch League One live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Keep that in the back of your mind as we get into this week, the League One final on Friday night, and then as the season begins next year, where you can find all those games as you could have this year, all on ESPN+. Otieno closes, gets the ball. Conway on it now, left foot. Evan Conway has it blocked before it even reaches Gagliardi. Conway now the leading scorer for the Owls. After these last couple of weeks, he's been in great form. He's got 5, it leads the team. And Decker in second with 3. Take another look at this foul called by Karen Collado. It's a veteran type foul by Skierce to thwart the attack. Fort Lauderdale players are calling for a card. There he plays it quickly. Kadiri. Taken away by Boyce. He's been very busy. He has the freedom to float from side to side in the attacking midfield for the Owls. Pushing forward, chipped in. Lopez Espin takes it down, trying to turn, still loose, pinballing around. Now sent towards Nuhu and saved, no problem. Couple of dicey moments at the back for Omaha in this first half. Nothing too dangerous on Nuhu. Just some moments that will certainly give some Owls fans indigestion as they watch. Sosa couldn't get all of that, as Lopez Espin with 7 goals on the season was looking to turn. Collado checks quickly on Nuhu to make sure he's all right. She had blown the whistle to check on him. Drop ball restarts. Nuhu lofts it. On this smaller pitch here at Werner Park, you'll see this a lot, just end to end, and now taken down by Otieno. And Decker, he's up and fine from going down a few moments ago, and now he earns a free kick just on the edge of the box. Opportunity again for the Owls. Adair stands over it. Left-footed player from this angle. Seems like it would take the shot out of the equation. Only option here for Adair if he wants to just go directly for goal It's to curl one around the wall towards that near post. As Gagliardi sets his wall. But more likely to be a cross here from the left-footed Spaniard. Whistle from Collado. Villader on the ground. Gets it back. End line. Villader turns a corner. Corner brought to you by CHI Health. Omaha has been dangerous on corners this year. JP Skiers, the man to watch in the air. Has 2 goals this year. 1 came on a header off a corner. Nearly 10 minutes in. North Texas, Tormenta still 0-0. Same score line here. Richmond already lost. 3 points puts Omaha in the final. Looking for that first goal. Boyce sends it in. And a Decker to keep it alive on the backside. This is where Omaha likes to try that long throw. They treat it just like a corner kick. Verdi Souza, one of their long throw artists, if you will. From the right field corner, he goes short. Otieno stops the counter. Souza can't get across in. And Reyes just harmlessly sends it all the way back to Nuhu. Flicked on by Conway. Into the path of Ibišević. Vandercourt Decker can't split the defense. Keeps it alive. Conway flicks it on. Gagliardi corrals it. Game opening up a bit with a few minutes left until half. A lot of contact between Sosa and Skiers. And Sosa will be whistled for the foul. Scuffle ensues. Conway, Ibišević, Otieno all over there to protect their teammate. Heavy shoulder / elbow put in by Sosa. Then went for a little piggyback ride on Skiers on the ground. Collado, speaking to both Sosa and Skiers to settle things down after that exchange. Villader down the wing. Vandercourt Decker, who has now switched sides. Started on the right, back on the left, went back to the right, and now he's back on the left. Like Boyce, he also has the freedom to roam. Otieno from distance has it blocked. Lopez Espin checking deep, gathers it for Fort Lauderdale. 1v5 before any help can get there. Skiers takes it away. And now Lopez Espin takes down Skiers. Skiers isn't happy. He's been fouled a couple of times now. And Lopez Espin will draw the yellow for that one. Another look as Skiers did well to win it and fend off Lopez Espin to draw the foul. Knudsen goes quickly to Skiers. You don't see a ton of long balls from midfield from Omaha on set pieces like that. Like to get it in quickly, work from the flanks. Knudsen under pressure, gets it out to the flank for Boyce. This team started 4-0-4, lost 3 in a row. Now in position to make the final with 3 points tonight. Ascona on the wing. Can't get it to Sosa inside. Nearly regathers, but Otieno steps to it. Saavedra fronting Conway. Now it's Conway down the wing. Erie pokes it out for a throw. A minute left here of the first 45. Shouldn't be too much stoppage time here in the first. Chipped over to Conway. To the backside, Rosales able to poke it away off the top of his head. Told there'll be 3 minutes of stoppage time here in the first half. No real big chances either way aside from the 4th minute. Conway headed one off the post. North Texas, Tormenta, 0-0 as well, down in Arlington, Texas.
The water break was 3 and there's an injury there too. Up, Toby, up,
Into stoppage time now. Brought to you by Dvorak Law Group. Reyes turns into space. Ascona on the wing. End line. Center hopped up off of some little divot there and never made it to Lopez Espin. Field conditions tonight have been up and down. We've seen different patches of grass coming up. There have been scattered storms throughout the day in the area, and it is a very frigid 38 degrees. You can make that playing surface anywhere feel like a rock and make it a bit slicker than the players would hope. You just hope that at some point the field conditions don't factor into the result. The players slipping at an inopportune moment. Lopez Espin from distance. Very ambitious a few times so far by a couple of different players on Fort Lauderdale. But all Rashid Nuhu has had to do each time is turn behind the goal, grab another ball, and get set for the goal kick. Nuhu launches again. Back and forth. Ibišević couldn't chip it up to himself. Rosales clears. Boyce wins it back. How many times have I said that so far in the first half? Lively performance for the 23-year-old out of St. Louis University. Headed back to Nuhu. About 60 seconds remaining here in the first half. Erdy Souza uses that speed down the right wing. Still space to run. Finds Boyce. Boyce sends it in. Vanacore Decker camping under it. Flicked on by Rosales. Threw Vanacore Decker off.
Quickly, Tommy.
By the slimmest of margins, Rosales was able to get a touch to that one. Otherwise, Vanacore Decker was sitting all alone back post. Adair keeps it alive, harassed by Ferry. The 20-year-old Ferry wins it.
Up, come on, Elvira, go ahead.
Adair and Vanacore Decker trying to trap them in the corner. Play out of danger well, all the way back to Nuhu. Halftime whistle coming out at any moment.
Challenge!
There it is from Karen Collado. 0-0 at the half. The biggest bit of news to come out of that first half didn't even happen in Omaha. It happened a few states away in Richmond, Virginia, where the Richmond Kickers lost 2-1 to the Chattanooga Red Wolves. It sets Omaha in a position to make the League One final. They'll get there with a draw plus a North Texas draw or loss, but to put all possibilities to bed, Omaha just needs to get 3 points. If Omaha gets 3 points, they're in the final. It's 0-0 now. Still 45 minutes to play. Can Union Omaha find a way into the League One final? Can they find that goal? They nearly had it in the first half. They hit the post. Back in a few moments with the halftime show here on ESPN+. Omaha 0, Fort Lauderdale 0.
There is more to explore in the Blackstone District.
Joe Malfa back here with you on ESPN+. Union Omaha 0, Fort Lauderdale CF 0. The big story of the night, though, came out of Richmond, where the Kickers fell 2-1 to the Chattanooga Red Wolves. A look at the highlights from that one. In the first half, near the end of the half, things started to get interesting. All the goals, though, came in the second half. Kickers did well to hold strong in the first half. A few big saves from Akira Fitzgerald, that one of them. Chattanooga had 8 shots on target, 6 saves for Akira Fitzgerald. And in the 57th minute, Greg Hurst hadn't scored from the run of play in over a month. And there it is, timely moment for Chattanooga. They were out of it, just looking to play spoiler. Richmond responded well just 7 minutes later. Anderson, in the ensuing play off of a set piece, able to find the back of the net, wide open, just barely snuck it in at the far post. Gave Richmond hope once again that they can go on and take the 3 points and just take care of business on their own terms. But 93rd minute, Marky Hernandez, he had the assist on the Stephen Beatty goal in stoppage time that allowed Chattanooga to beat Richmond last time. And he just scores the goal himself here. The Richmond fans, after this one, had their hearts broken. They're still watching, though, tonight. They can still make it. They need Omaha to just don't come away with 3 points. If they don't come away with 3 points, if North Texas doesn't come away with 3 points, Richmond is still there, but so much still to unfold. Union Omaha, Fort Lauderdale CF, a few moments away from beginning the second half. Back in a few moments here on ESPN+. Takes a shot, and it's in the back of the net.
And a diving stop.
Looks the goal, shoots it. Unbelievable.
Save made.
Unbelievable. Makes the save.
Oh, what a goal.
Knocked away.
It's in the back of the net.
What a goal there.
And pushed aside. What a save in the end.
What a beauty! It's fantastic. Sensational. Fantastic. Any way you slice it.
This one he puts away.
Fires and scores.
What an unbelievable strike. Oh, what a goal.
There's the shot. It scores. Attacking, shooting, and scoring.
Cutting to the top, looking for the strike, bends it. Oh, what a goal. Molina strikes.
Flicked on by Godoy. Saved by Avisa. Big one. Another one. Can he have a third? He does. Unbelievable trio of saves from Austin Avisa.
To the top, shot fired. It's in. Greenville equalizes, and once again it's Pallado at the top of the box. For Lauderdale, poked on through. Lopez has been in there, fires off of Brady and clear with the header. Out of Rhode Island, Rivera stepping up, fires, and into the net. What a goal to open things up for Reps 2. Out wide, Morel in space. Fires one, Bender, saved by Nuhu.
Back here at Warner Park, Joe Malfa here with you on ESPN+. 0-0 between Omaha and Fort Lauderdale CF. Let's take a moment now to look around USL League One with some news and notes. Tickets on sale at Greenville Triumph's website for the final on October 30th, 8 p.m. They're hosting. It's a matter of who are they playing, as I've hammered throughout the night. Richmond, alive. Omaha, alive. North Texas, alive. A lot to be sorted out over the next hour and change. The player of the week, Josh Cohn, scored a brace in Tucson's final game of the season. They are off this week. Again, they completed their match last week. With that, we'll take a look at some scores from around USL League One. Greenville, one last chance to show their might today, 4-1 win. New England right now at halftime up 1-0 on Forward Madison. But the big one, Chattanooga 2, Richmond 1. You saw the highlights a moment ago. Still 0-0 between North Texas and South Georgia in the 26th minute. Omaha fans, you need to keep an eye on that one as well. If the Owls draw or lose and North Texas wins, North Texas is in. The goal leaders entering today in USL League One. We're all chasing Emiliano Terzaghi. 10 goals in his 14 matches. Did not net one today. Did not appear today for the Richmond Kickers. Lopez Espin still active now in this game. 7 goals. Greg Hurst made it 8. Lachlan McLean stayed at 7. So only Lopez Espin now can catch Terzaghi. It would take a Herculean effort here in the second half. Needs a hat trick to tie, 4 goals to win. Ricky Lopez Espin and Fort Lauderdale looking to play spoiler. Omaha needs a goal to give them the 3 points and put them in the final. Back with highlights and stats from the first half in a few moments.
At Centris Federal Credit Union, our members have trusted us with their finances since 1934, from checking and savings accounts to mortgage and auto loans. We're helping members build savings, borrow wisely, and tackle life's adventures. This is who we are now and who we've always been. And with an easy-to-use mobile banking app and access to over 80,000 surcharge-free ATMs, staying connected to accounts has never been better. Learn more at centrisfcu.org.
Welcome back. Joe Malfa here with you on ESPN Plus. Second half set to begin here at Warner Park between Union Omaha and Fort Lauderdale CF. But first we take a look at the highlights from the first half, brought to you by Bellevue University. Right out of the gates, 4th minute, the best chance still so far on the night. Conway's header just off the post into the arms of Gagliardi. All the keeper could do, as you'll see it better from this angle, all he could do is sit there, watch, and hope. And then right there, a little birthday gift early, the ball right in his arms after the near miss by Conway. 31st minute, one of many shots from distance from Fort Lauderdale. They haven't got any good looks from in the box. This one came from Reyes. A couple of easy saves for Nuhu, and then a handful that have found their way into the stands behind Nuhu. Hasn't had to worry about too much. This one was dicey. Lopez Espin was waiting to turn and take a shot. Couldn't get the shot off. Pinballed back to Sosa. And Nuhu made the diving stop without any trouble. Stats from the first half also brought to you by Bellevue University. Much like the first meeting, possession heavily in favor of Fort Lauderdale, 64-36. Shots, one shot in favor of Omaha. Shots on target, level. 2 yellow cards belong to Fort Lauderdale. Mendez and Lopez Espin, the guilty parties. But this is how Omaha likes it. They don't really care much about possession. It's just a matter of doing something with it. In their in their win this past weekend against Greenville, they only had 34% possession. When they beat Fort Lauderdale, they lost possession 70-30. Their team very comfortable playing without the ball, and they're very comfortable playing at home. As we wait for the teams to come back out of the locker room, let's take a live look in at North Texas and South Georgia Tormenta. That's a big game here in League One. If Omaha goes on to lose this match or draw this match, 3 points from North Texas would put North Texas into the final. Stay here in North Texas with a live look in until the teams are ready to take the field at Warner Park. North Texas started the season slowly. They found their stride middle of the year. They got some reinforcements. They went on a big winning streak. And it has them in position to possibly make the final once again. They won it last year against Greenville. Greenville is awaiting an opponent. Could be a rematch. Just to lay out the situation again for you, after Chattanooga beat Richmond, it set in motion the one scenario that keeps both Omaha and North Texas alive into these last 2 games of the evening. Omaha, this game, as you know, kicked off at 8 o'clock. North Texas kicked off at 8:30, so time staggered a little bit. Richmond has 26 points. They're done. Omaha, as it stands with this draw, with the 0-0 scoreline, would go to 27. Then all eyes would turn to North Texas, who is sitting currently at 24 points. If North Texas comes away with a win, and a win only, against Tormenta, they would vault both Richmond and Omaha and get into the final. If Omaha draws, and this result holds, but North Texas loses or draws, Omaha would be in. If Omaha wins, then the North Texas match doesn't matter. They're in. And then after losing to Chattanooga, Richmond is still alive as we take another look at the standings for you. Despite the loss earlier, Richmond can still get in. Omaha, you see right now, 16 games played, 27 points. That's factoring in the 0-0 scoreline. If Fort Lauderdale wins, Omaha would fall back to 26. Tiebreaker would put the Kickers over Omaha. So Richmond would still make the final if Omaha does not come away with any points and if North Texas loses or draws. All 3 teams still alive. Second half set to begin here at Warner Park. And then in North Texas, we are in the hydration break between North Texas and Tormenta. We're just waiting for Fort Lauderdale to rejoin the field here. Omaha is set to begin, but you can't play without 2 teams. On a 38-degree night in Omaha, Nebraska, the team just trying to stay warm. See just about everybody with the gloves on there. The only one brave enough to be playing without the gloves, Evan Boyce. For Fort Lauderdale CF, definitely a shock to the system for them weather-wise, coming from South Florida, where they've had 80-degree, 90-degree weather Jay Mims, you can see out there in the huddle with Omaha. Jay Mims in the green sweater just left the sideline and was in the huddle with Union Omaha. Certainly, they know now that they need 3 points. Willing his team on. 3 points, they're in the final. In their first season in USL League One, Jay Mims has his team fired up as they're set to begin this second half. He said, looking back on this season, regardless of the result at the end of tonight, looks at it as a major plus. Biggest worry for a coach starting a program, whether it's a college program or a pro team, biggest worry is always, did you put the right team together? You have this vision, is it going to work? And he shared with us he's very happy. It has certainly worked. Despite the result tonight, his team is guaranteed to finish at least in the top 4 in a shortened season with all they've had thrown at them, COVID, delays, everything. They are right there in position to make the final, and it's a great foundation laid for next year. But this year's not over. 3 points. They'll have another game next week, the final, Friday night against Greenville. 45 minutes to decide it. To leave no doubt. A draw would leave some doubt. North Texas could creep into the fold. But a win leaves no doubt. It puts Omaha in the final. Joe Malfa here with you on ESPN+. Owls in their black tops, white bottoms going from left to right. Fort Lauderdale, white tops, black bottoms from right to left. Another socially distant sellout at Warner Park. All 8 matches this year officially socially distant sellouts. Decker chips it over to Conway. Going down towards the corner, can't keep it alive. We will continue to keep you updated on North Texas and Tormenta. Just a few minutes away from the half in Arlington. 0-0 between those two teams. 37th minute to be exact. No substitutions for either side at the half in this one. So full allotment of 5 substitutions per team as we get into the later parts of this second half. Boyce on Gadiri. Last off the backside of Boyce, and Gadiri comes away with it. Still fighting is Boyce. Did he earn a corner? He did. The reaction right there of Gadiri tells it all. First CHI Health corner kick of the second half for Omaha. They took a pair of them in the first half, nothing threatening. Dami Villader positions the ball. Omaha prefers the in-swinger on corners from both sides. Likely to see Boyce taking them from the other side. Villader from this side, headed up at the near post. Onto the top of the net. Villader will reset. Another CHI Health corner kick. Villader has just 1 assist on the season, but he's second on the team with 21 chances created. Second attempt at the corner for Villader. Back post. Gagliardi punches it away. And Decker has it knocked away by Sosa before he could take it down. Back to Faraday Souza. Over the top. And Decker centers. Can't get it to Conway, who was waiting at the near post. Gagliardi making his first appearance of the season for Fort Lauderdale. Led Conference USA with 67 saves last year at FIU. 3rd in save percentage, 4th in goals against. Just waiting for his opportunity now and gets it in the final match of the season for Fort Lauderdale. Has been behind Castanera and Zuluaga through the first 15 matches. Gagliardi grabs it, top of the box.
Squeeze in. Go again, Devin. Go again, Elvin. Get going, Elvin. Come on.
That one just gets over the shoulder of Ferdy Souza, who's ready to push up and attack the other way. Forced to go back to Nuhu. Good aim, gets the back of the head of Ibišević. Stopped the attack though for a minute, but Boyce got it back out to Ibišević, and it's kept alive. Throw down in the corner. Omaha competing to make the League One final. And the 2020 League One season concludes in historic fashion with the league's first national TV broadcast. Don't miss, the top 2 teams in the league compete for the League One title both on ESPN Plus and ESPN Deportes at 8 p.m. Eastern on October 30th. That game will be at Legacy Early College in the upstate of South Carolina. Greenville will host Omaha, Richmond, North Texas, all still alive to meet them there. Boyce takes it in the box. Conway forced back by Sosa. Lopez, Espin, and Mendez, the 2 with yellows for Fort Lauderdale. That one runs through a pair of Owls, taken away by the visiting side. 4 minutes to the half in Arlington. 0-0 still between North Texas and Tormenta. As it stands, Omaha would be in the final. Over the top, Otieno looking to get there. Gets the first touch to it, but it's won in the end by Nodarse, and Otieno takes him down. Another look as the 19-year-old Cuban battled with Otieno and drew the foul. Otieno now on the radar for the Kenya national team. Being called into camp in the near future. Couldn't join the team until late in the season for Omaha because of travel restrictions due to COVID-19. But he has been a key component of the lineup ever since then. Jay Mims discovered him and signed him over a year ago. Had to be patient in getting one of his prized signings on the field. Boyce waits for it. Not much on it, and having to wait for it allowed Fort Lauderdale to take it back through Gadiri. As Kona, Sosa and Gadiri exchange passes on the near side. Sosa goes centrally to Lopez Espin. Ferry can't get there before Skiers. Takes a deflection favorably for Omaha. Conway finds Ibišević in the box. Ibišević shot saved by Gagliardi. First look of the second half. Elvir Ibišević had an opportunity. Played for Jay Mims at University of Nebraska, Omaha. Might have taken a slight touch off of Nodarse, but now the other way. Sosa in the box. Into the side netting. Action picking up at Warner Park, end to end. Very quickly sent back into play by Gagliardi. And Osumanu got over there just in time to cut off the angle. The crowd at Warner Park just waiting for something to get them on their feet. Current results would again be enough to put them in the final. But a draw would leave the door open for North Texas. 3 points ends it. A win for Omaha, they're in the final. Ibišević again in space. Closed down by Saavedra. Back heels it. Vanacore Decker in space. It's blocked. Omaha knocking on the door. Sense the momentum tilting their way up top. They have to be careful not to get caught on the counter like they nearly were a moment ago when Sosa put it into the outside of the net. It's Sosa on it again, looking to lead the counter once more. And Otieno wisely just hops on the back of Sosa. He'll get a yellow card here without a doubt, but worth it to thwart that attack. Little smile exchange between Sosa and Otieno. Sosa knows he earned that foul. Otieno knows he earned that card. Credit to Sosa, he stayed on his feet and almost pulled through it entirely. But a wise foul by Otieno. Third player overall in the book. First Owl. Lopez, Espin, and Mendez already shown yellows for Fort Lauderdale. Sosa and Otieno battling again. Played quickly to Ferry. Kadiri was waiting for it out wide. Conway got there. All the way back now to Gagliardi. He just rushes it. Knocks it out for a throw. Had time on that one, but just played it away. In stoppage time in the first half, 0-0 between North Texas and Tormenta. Sosa lost one into the box. Conway flicks it towards goal. Ibišević is calling for a deflection, but just over the bar, out for a goal kick. Excuse me, that was Skierce rising to meet it in the box. Skierce and Conway both very dangerous in the air for Omaha. 5 goals on the season for Conway, 2 for Skierce. Saavedra under pressure, gets it forward to Ferry. Otieno turns, sees space, tried to get it out to Boyce down the wing. Intercepted by Gadiri. The other way it's Azcona working on Sosa. The 16-year-old Azcona centers it for Sosa. Shot blocked by Osumanu. The Adair can't get out there quickly enough to save it. Corner kick upcoming for Fort Lauderdale. Good news, Omaha fans. Tormenta just scored against North Texas. So as it stands, North Texas would need 2 goals now against Tormenta if this Omaha draw is to hold. But again, simply put, 3 points for Omaha, and they're in the final without leaving it up to anybody else.
Evan! Up, Evan! Ricky, Evan! Help us, Toby!
Near the hour mark here at Werner Park. Joe Malfa here with you on ESPN+. Stakes as high as they could be here in League One. Greenville waiting for an opponent in the final. Richmond lost. North Texas is losing, which means this current scoreline puts Omaha in the final. If North Texas were to come from behind, though, against Tormenta and win that one, it would send Omaha packing.
Play Sosa! Play Sosa! Come on, Devin, come on!
Verity Sosa, the right back, uses Boyce. Numbers forward for Omaha. Conway, beautiful turn, past Saavedra, in space, has a go himself. And it's just wide of a diving Gagliardi who saw it the whole way. Omaha's leading scorer saw a window of opportunity, didn't hit it cleanly. Even if it was on target, Gagliardi was there. Not the shot that Conway was looking for. Scored a beautiful goal from outside the box against Greenville in the victory last Sunday. Ferry. Osumanu out there to meet him. Now a double team with Sosa. Even go Gadiri. Back wide for Ferry. Looking for an option on a cross, but just goes back short to Gadiri. Gadiri also set the ball up for a cross, but is forced back. Good defensive structure maintained by Omaha.
Toby, lost Toby. Up, go on, Evan. Go on, Evan.
And now all the way back to Gagliardi. Francisco Raggio getting set to check in for Fort Lauderdale. 18-year-old from Miami Beach, Florida.
Tuck in, South.
On the right side, Reyes. Couple of step overs. Goes back to his right. Villader comes away with it. The man that Jay Mims calls the best left back in the league stops that attack for Fort Lauderdale.
Squeeze in, South.
Chipped over the top. Lopez Espin to himself. Lopez Espin has it taken away by Knutson.
You understand defending corners? So you're short out there?
Ibišević taken down. Trying to fight for it. Happy that he didn't draw the foul call there, but Otieno keeps it alive for the Owls. That attempt knocked away again. Ibišević back to it. More collisions, and that foul goes against Ibišević. Another look at this last opportunity, or near opportunity for Fort Lauderdale. Lopez Espin beautifully chipped it up to himself. Chested down. Knutson comes in to sweep it up. Past the hour mark now. North Texas, Tormenta at the half. So we don't have to worry about that scoreline for about another 15 minutes. All focus right here at Warner Park. Joe Malfa with you on ESPN+. Couple of substitutions getting set for Omaha as well. Boyce in space, down the right side. Takes it end line, into the box. Boyce centers it. Knocked away. Top of the box volley, deflected. Boyce was in offside position. Christian Molina, Elma Enfor are getting set to check in for Omaha. Molina scored in that win over Greenville. Enfor, a very dangerous striker as well. Molina's coming in for Vanacore Decker. I imagine Enfor will be coming in for Ibišević, and he is. Ibišević, Vanacore Decker out, Molina, Enfor in. For the last half hour, fresh legs up top. Boyce willing Enfor on. Enfor spent last year with Lansing. He's been a fan favorite here in Omaha. He can send his stock among this Omaha crowd through the roof. If he can come away with a winner, that secures the Owls spot in the League One final. Enfor displaying those fresh legs. Heavy pressure on Gagliardi. Just gets it away in time. Reyes turns. Rosales there on the right side with him. Otieno, a little shove in the back, has to be careful. He's already been shown a yellow. Does it look like Karen Collado is going to show another one?
Play, Alma. Go on, this way, in. Here comes Alma, here it comes, yes. Come on, Alma.
Ferry loses it, but just touches it far enough to get it past Molina. Still awaiting the substitution from Fort Lauderdale. Another surging ball in towards Lopez Espin, only finds the awaiting arms of Rashid Nuhu.
Now hold on for now.
Jason Buckner,
Sosa, you gotta get up and in, buddy.
and as I mentioned, Francisco Raggio. The two set to check in at the next dead ball, possibly. Fort Lauderdale thought those subs were already ready for this dead ball, but not yet. End line, knocked out. Villader earns a corner. It'll be the third CHI Health corner kick of the half for the Owls. Boyce will go out to take this one. Past the hour mark now. Boyce, the delivery on the corner. Headed away. Otieno keeps it alive. Has a go from distance. No problem for Gagliardi. Down the wing, well done by Gadiri. Gets it past two defenders, still on the run. Last ball, not there. Knutson steps to it. Via Dare, finds Otieno, and for calling for it. They can't get it past Nodarse. Verity Souza, out wide for Otieno. Continues his run. Otieno goes over the top, flicked on by N4. Well done, gets it to his man, but the flag goes up. Not sure if they're ruling N4 offside, or if it was Conway on the backside called for it. Blaine Ferry will be checking out, as will Dairon Reyes. Buckner and Raggio checking in.
Substitution for Fort Lauderdale CF. Number 22, Jason Buckner, replaces number 17, Dairon Reyes.
2 subs made for either side. 25 minutes remaining of the 90.
Also for Fort Lauderdale, number 19, Francisco Raggio, replaces number 8, Blaine Ferry.
Darce goes back to Gagliardi. N4 again chases. Omaha still searching for that goal. 3 points, clinches their spot in the final. This match, not at all going to the form of the first time these two teams met. That was a 5-goal barn burner. Into the box though now. Conway just wide. Conway broke his goalless drought the last time these teams played. I was just saying that one was a barn burner. 5 goals, 3 for Omaha, 2 for Fort Lauderdale. And nearly on cue, Conway almost found the first one of the night. The opportunities have been there in the second half for Omaha. The conversion hasn't. Souza playing really well on that right side tonight. Takes his space again. Has it poked away from behind. Otieno gets the ball. Aaron Collado, you can see on the left side, signaling for the clean tackle. Gagliardi under pressure again from N4, just had to boot it. Conway's been active. Nearly drew the foul. Otieno stepped well again. All over the place in the midfield for the Owls. An uptick in the intensity from Omaha in the last couple of minutes. They could flip that switch on and off in terms of the high press. You see them committing more numbers forward into the attacking half now. Seems like they sense blood in the water. They want that goal. Boyce crosses it. N4 can't meet it. Collado blows the whistle to stop play. Points in the direction of Fort Lauderdale. Just a reminder for anybody joining us, maybe you're watching that North Texas Tormenta game, flipping back and forth here on Decision Day in USL League One. Not too many opportunities in the first half between Omaha and Fort Lauderdale. Second half, more have gone the way of the Owls. In this second half, a total so far of 6 shots, 2 on target for Omaha. Just 2 shots for Fort Lauderdale. Escona, end line. Richmond lost 2-1 to Chattanooga. They finished their season with 26 points. If this result holds, Omaha goes to 27. And they would just have to watch North Texas. They're down 1-0 to Tormenta at home at half. They need to get 2 goals, come back and win that to leapfrog both Richmond and Omaha. 14 weeks in the books to decide the top two teams who would be competing in the final. Greenville's there, but after 14 weeks, it's going to come down to the last 45 minutes to decide their opponent. Boyce. Otieno takes his space. Too heavy on the touch, Gadiri. Chance to counter for Fort Lauderdale. It's something that Christ wanted them to do more of after that first match. Felt that they were dominated in transition by Omaha. Rosales can't get past Villader. He's been a rock on the left side for the Owls in the 70th minute now.
Quickly, Toby.
From distance, and easily scooped up again by Nuhu, who has now had to make 3 saves on the night, but each one has been easier than the last.
JP, come on, up.
No trouble at all. The Owls have to be careful. A couple of times in this second half, we've seen some promising counterattacks from Fort Lauderdale. One of them was stopped by Otieno, who was on the ball there briefly. Drew a yellow for it, but a wise veteran foul. 20 minutes to go of regulation. Vanacore, Decker, and Ibišević have been subbed out for Union Omaha. Alma N4 came in with some fresh legs, as did Christian Molina. Molina already has a late winner at home this year for the Owls, as does Conway. They've shown a knack for scoring big late goals. They did so twice against North Texas, once against Greenville, once against Fort Lauderdale on the road. And Molina's late winner came against Tucson earlier this year here at home. Sosa in space for Fort Lauderdale. Dead on to the goal. Takes his shot over Nuhu off the bar. Nuhu not happy with his back line, letting Sosa take all that space. As I was just saying before, Omaha still has to be careful. They're controlling this game, but the counterattacks have been promising. They've been coming through Sosa, and another near chance for Eduardo Sosa. Near goal, I should say. His first shot went into the outside of the net. That one over Nuhu off the bar.
Tuck in, Christian.
Conway latches onto this one. A couple of black jerseys waiting in the box. Conway sends the cross in, and 4. Tried something acrobatic, couldn't get there. Skierce back to goal, lays it off. Otieno scuffs the attempt. Off the head of a defender. He spins out for a corner. Evan Boyce gesturing to the crowd to get them on their feet to raise the decibel level for the CHI Health corner kick. 7 shots, 2 on target in this second half for the Owls. Still yet to find that goal. Could it be here? Boyce floats it to the backside. Osumanu. Looks like he earned another corner, but he didn't. He's as surprised by it as I was. Looked like it was last off the head. I believe Gadiri defending. It's a goal kick for Gagliardi. USL Championship semifinals taking place tonight. Louisville and Tampa Bay in the east, and Phoenix and El Paso in the west. Be a part of the conversation and watch every match, goal, save, and celebration on ESPN Plus on the way to the USL Championship Final, November 1st at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. First time in the history of the league they will be on the main ESPN channel for the final. Will it be in Tampa or Louisville? The winner of that Eastern Conference Final will host either Phoenix or El Paso. This night sets up for you nicely. You get to the end of this game, then pending the outcome here, you might flip over to North Texas if that game is still relevant. Omaha hoping to make that game irrelevant with a goal here. And then after you watch the North Texas game go final, flip over to Phoenix and El Paso. USL League One, USL Championship, all over the place. Here on October 24th, near the end of the season for both. League One final next Friday. Championship Final next Sunday.
Play. Come on, Sos. Man on.
Sosa checks deep, retrieves it over the top, playing direct. Good ball into Conway. Nods it down to himself. At end 4 in the box, earns a corner kick. It'll be the 4th CHI corner kick of the second half for the Owls. From this side, it's Villadere to take. The Spaniard jogs out to the corner. Every time there's a corner or an attack, you hear the murmur from the crowd. Banging on the backs of the chairs now. Substitutes for the Owls looking on. In the 75th minute, Villadere's corner kick. Center of the box, headed away. Top of the box, retrieved by Molina. His shot from distance is over the bar. It was bending, but not enough. Into the hydration break now, here in the second half. Take a look at that replay. Taken down by Molina, had an opportunity. Couldn't get the weight on it right. Second half, Nebraska Medicine hydration break underway. And news out of Arlington, where North Texas has equalized. More on that in a second. First, a look back at the first 75 minutes of this one. The best opportunity still of the night came for Conway in the 4th minute off the post with a header. Good ball in by Boyce. Deflection on the cross by Skierce. Nearly made it count. 52nd minute here in the second half. Another chance came for the Owls. They got it through to Ibišević. Might have taken a touch there from Nodarse. No problem for Gagliardi. Then in the 64th on a corner. Headed back to the top of the box where Otieno found it, but right at Gagliardi. Minute 67. Best chance of the second half for the Owls. Conway couldn't get it into that far post as Gagliardi pressured him. But it hasn't been all Owls. Opportunity as well for Fort Lauderdale. Sosa up and over Nuhu, but hit the crossbar. And just out of the halftime break, as I mentioned, North Texas equalized. That game on level pegging again. So a reset of the scenarios. Richmond blew its opportunity to clinch a spot in the final with a W. They lost to Chattanooga. Them losing kept North Texas alive. A Richmond draw would have eliminated North Texas. But Richmond lost, and now here we are. 77th minute, 0-0 between Omaha and Fort Lauderdale. 49th minute, 1-1 between North Texas and Tormenta. As it stands, Omaha is in. If Omaha draws but North Texas wins, North Texas is in. If Omaha loses and North Texas wins, also North Texas would be in. If Omaha wins, they're in, period. If Omaha draws and North Texas draws or loses, Omaha is in. Still many scenarios alive. And through all that, Richmond also still alive. If neither North Texas or Omaha are able to come away with 3 points. A dozen minutes left in regulation here at Warner Park. Omaha can put all those scenarios to bed with a goal. J. Mims still has 3 substitutions left to shake this game up. You wonder from his standpoint, what is going through his mind? Does he send on more offensive firepower to get that goal and leave no doubt with a W? Does he try to leave it the way it is, playing a balanced game, knowing that a draw at the moment still puts them through? A lot of decisions J. Mims has to weigh right now in the last dozen minutes. Only imagine what's going through his head right now. Turn by Sosa, in space again, orchestrating the counter again. Otieno has to be careful, already on a yellow. Villadere, as always tonight, The interception, and now acreage of space. Outside to Molina. Cleared away by Nodarse. Over the top. It was Raggio. Got an elbow into the side of the head of Skiers. Excuse me, of Conway. Third time's the charm. That was actually Villadere. Apologies on that one. Elbow from Raggio, and now a free kick coming for the Owls. '80th minute. Aaron Collado marking off the 10 yards. Dami Villadere set to deliver the free kick. Five black jerseys set to crash in at the top of the box after the whistle from Collado. There's the whistle. Villadere on the ground, doesn't get it past the wall. Chance to break now for Fort Lauderdale. Over the top. Bucknor waiting for it. Top of the box. Nuhu can't pick it up. They stayed out of the box, but he heads it away wisely. N4 now with it. N4. Can't get past Nodarse. Both guys pointing at each other. And the assistant referee points at the corner. Nodarse unhappy with the call. Another CHI Health corner kick. That total really starting to rise in this second half. It's now the 6th of the second half. 8th overall for Omaha. They go short. New approach this time. The rest had all been crosses. Sosa sends it in, headed away. Different approach, same result, headed away by Fort Lauderdale. Molina sends a cross in, headed away again. Defense from Fort Lauderdale holding strong. Player down on the backside for Fort Lauderdale. Modesto Mendez. Karen Collado signals the trainers on. Mendez waves it off. Now Collado will wave it off. 22-year-old Cuban up on his feet. From this vantage point, it looked like it went out for a throw. But the signal is for another corner kick. Looked like it curled around the flag. Omaha will take it though. 7th CHI Health corner kick of the second half. Is it lucky number 7 for the Owls? Boyce sends it in. Punched away by Gagliardi. Sent back in from a distance into the advertising boards. 83rd minute. '55th minute, still 1-1 between North Texas and Tormenta. As it stands, Omaha's in. If they want to avoid having to keep an eye on that game for the next half hour after this one finishes, they go out there and get a goal. Jay Mims, very proud of this first season for the Owls. Doesn't want it to end. A couple of avenues to keeping it alive. Very happy with the growth of a lot of his players. One of the things he was wondering beginning his first season as a professional head coach was would he see the development at the pro level from the young players that he got to see as the head coach of a college program for so long. And he said the answer was yes. Very proud of all the growth he's seen from all of his players this year. Well, it's just going down the list. Sosa was one of them. You could tell the pride he has in his team, and he wants one more game for them. Friday night, against Greenville in the final. Over the top, towards the end line. Knudsen got his head to it, but was already out. Mims will have that one more game in the final if the current results hold. A draw in Arlington at the moment, 1-1, near the hour mark. 0-0 here. If Omaha finishes with at least a point in this game, it officially eliminates Richmond. But it leaves the door open for the reigning champs, North Texas, to somehow, some way, after being left for dead this year, sneak into the final. They could do that with 3 points at Arlington if Omaha doesn't come away with 3 points here. Adair sees that one out for a goal kick. Nuhu goes long on the goal kick. Again, such a tricky spot right now for Omaha. You can't necessarily just commit everything forward in search of that goal to leave yourselves vulnerable at the back, because a draw could put you through. You don't need to win, but a win would end things. A win and they're in. 3 subs remaining from both sides. With 5 minutes to go of the 90, plus whatever stoppage time we may have. There haven't been many stops here in the second half, so don't imagine that number is more than 3 at the moment, if even. Souza chips out wide to Otieno. Sends his defender flying. It was Escona. Into the corner. Boyce gets the cross off in time. No, he doesn't. At the very end, the flag goes up. Goal kick incoming. There is one other game going on. Just a quick update on that one. Forward Madison 2, New England Revolution 2 has 1. A 1-goal lead for the Flamingos, as both of those teams have been eliminated, just playing out the final match of their season. They'll finish in the middle of the pack. For the 2 games of consequence, this one and North Texas Tormenta. You saw Tyler David in the bottom right corner of your screen getting set to check in for Omaha. David, a defensive midfielder for the Owls. Down the wing, Gadiri sends his cross in. Too strong for anybody. Out the backside for a throw. Austin Poncho and Tyler David are getting set to check in for the Owls. Poncho scored when these teams last met. David, a defensive midfielder. The thinking from Mims could be to push Skiers forward. Allow Skiers to be a target man with his height up top. Verdi Souza checking out for Austin Poncho. Toby Otieno checking out for Tyler David. So with that, Omaha is taking off a defender, bringing in a defensive midfielder and another forward. So if that is any clue as to where Jay Mims' head is at right now, it's to go out there and get the goal, and as I've been saying, leave no doubt, punch their ticket to the final, not leaving anything to chance in the North Texas game. They bring on Poncho a forward. They bring on David a midfielder. They take off a defensive midfielder and a defender. Certainly an attacking-minded substitution for the Owls. And they have to defend a set piece here. 90 seconds remaining of the 90 minutes, plus whatever stoppage time. Sent in, ball loose. Enfor gets it away. Boyce looks to break. Gets it forward. Conway has Enfor. Can't get it through to him. Well done by Gadiri. And the foul in the end goes against Conway. Both sides were confused by that. Fort Lauderdale plays quickly. And now Collado brings it back for the quick restart. A lot of confusion down on the field between both sides. Hard coming out of the pocket here. I believe that goes to Sosa. And that is the case. Eduardo Sosa goes in the book for Fort Lauderdale. Still 1-1. Past the hour mark. Tormenta at North Texas. The defending champions still alive. Three minutes of added time. Brought to you by Dvorak Law Group. 3 minutes for the Owls to get that goal that would send them into the final without having to worry about the North Texas result. And unless Fort Lauderdale finds a goal, the Richmond Kickers would be eliminated. After that exchange with the yellow card, it has now been officially up to 4 minutes of stoppage time. So an extra 60 seconds for the Owls to find that goal. Enfor goes down, somehow gets it out to Boyce. Chipped in, center of the box, ball loose, body goes flying. Conway takes it down the volley. Conway, he got the goal. Perfect volley, 1-0 Owls. 3 minutes away from making it to the final. The team leader with now 6 goals, and the 6th of those 6 might send the Owls flying into South Carolina on Friday night. Another look at this one. Boyce just chipped it up, hoping for something good to happen. Skiers goes down, bounces again, bounces again. Perfect volley from Conway. Didn't even look at the goal, knows where it is. He's found it 5 times this year, and now he's found it 6 times. Perfect volley, and now Omaha has to defend for 90 more seconds, for 2 more minutes, since stoppage time was up from 3 minutes to 4. And if they can do that successfully, they are going to the final. The fans, you can see now, all on their feet. They know what's at stake. Another sub ready for Jay Mims. Jake Kroll, you see him kneeling down on the sideline. Set to bring in another defender to see this one over the finish line. North Texas Tormenta still 1-1, but that doesn't matter if this result holds. Molina intercepts. Can they find some insurance? Now 90 seconds remaining. Smoke wafting across the field as the celebration from the Parliament began after the goal. Rosales chips it in, Nuhu grabs it. Smoke still billowing up from behind the goal. If you're the Owls fans right now, I don't know if clouding Rashid Nuhu's vision with smoke is the way to go. With a minute left, looking to defend this lead. It's tough to not celebrate, though, when you're 60 seconds away from clinching a spot in the final. Collado will bring this one back. Ball was moving. A season that began with a 0-0 draw after a 3.5-month delay is now just 40 seconds, give or take, away from a spot in the final for Union Omaha. Sent in. Rashid Nuhu watches it go by, but at the end he got a fingertip to it. Thought he was going to let it go because he saw it going wide, but concedes the corner. Goalkeeper comes up for Fort Lauderdale, Gagliardi. Could be the last play of the match. Corner sent in. Headed towards goal. Headed away by Skiers. Taken down by Gadiri. Volley. Shouts for handball. No call. Top of the box. Sosa. Deflection. Nuhu gathers it. Whistle could be coming at any moment. "15 weeks, 16 games. As it stands, 29 points. Is it enough to send Omaha into the final Friday night on the road against Greenville? N4 takes it down. Final whistle. Union Omaha on their way to the League One final in their inaugural season with a 1-0 win over Fort Lauderdale CF. There's no question as to who the man of the match is tonight for Union Omaha. Brought to you by Bellevue University, it's Evan Conway. He was their best man up top all night, knocking on the door, and he finally broke through with the goal, 90+1. Union Omaha going to the final. In front of another socially distant sellout, the Owls punch their ticket to the final. And we'll be back in a few moments to wrap this one up. Omaha 1, Fort Lauderdale 0.
Thank you. So where did you even start?
Nebraska Medicine.
Really?
He's home now. They implanted this tiny device where they can monitor his heart from anywhere.
I have some good news. Cancer's in remission. CAR T cells work.
Oh my God, amazing. They actually removed the clot that was causing Marie's stroke. She's doing great.
No matter what it is, without question, they are our go-to.
Your connection to the state's most comprehensive care. Nebraska Medicine.
Welcome back. Joe Malfa here with you on ESPN Plus from Warner Park. Union Omaha gets the goal, 90+1. They will be headed to the final Friday night on the road against Greenville. Fans, there'll be a watch party hosted right here at Warner Park on Friday, October 30th at 7 p.m. At the bottom it says pending Union Omaha participation. Well, you can put a check mark next to that. The goal from Evan Conway puts them in the final against Greenville, where they just won on the road this past Sunday. In their inaugural season, the Owls in the title game, and certainly have to have some confidence after beating Greenville on that turf last week. A look now at the full-time highlights. In the 4th minute, it was Conway who opened up the chances. Precursor of things to come throughout the night. That one off the post. But early warning shots from the man who would ultimately get the game-winning goal and be tonight's man of the match, brought to you by Bellevue University. 31st minute, opportunity from distance for Fort Lauderdale. Throughout the night, a lot of shots from distance, nothing that really tested Rashid Nuhu. Fort Lauderdale finished with just 3 shots on target, and none of them generated difficult saves for Nuhu. Opportunity off of a corner kick on the shot from distance from Otieno, but right at Gagliardi, no trouble for the keeper. 71st minute, diciest minute of the night for Omaha. Sosa over the top of Nuhu off the crossbar. Fans back there in the Parliament holding their breath watching that one, especially the Halloween costume of the crazy inflatable arms guy there on Halloween night at Warner Park. But nothing scary in the end for the Owls, just elation. This ball bounces a couple of times, follow the bouncing ball. Conway does, and he puts it in the corner. 90+1, the goal that sends the Owls into the final against Greenville. Full-time stats brought to you by Bellevue University. The only thing that went against the Owls was possession, but they played like that all year. It's a matter of just converting the opportunities when they have them, and they converted the one in the 91st minute. Evan Conway, his 6th of the year, doubling up the second player on the team, Manicor Decker, and his 6th goal was the one that put the Owls into the final Friday night against the Greenville Triumph. And now it's official. As you see it there, it'll be on ESPN+, ESPN Deportes, and SiriusXM on SiriusXM FC. Greenville Triumph, Union Omaha, Friday night, 8 p.m. A rematch of last week's match in which Omaha beat Greenville. It's the one loss Greenville had at home all year. They were 7-0 going into that game. So Greenville a chance at redemption. Omaha a chance to beat them twice. This time it would be for the League One final. In their inaugural season, the Owls, they started hot, 8 matches unbeaten, 4-0-4, then a 3-game losing streak. But it ends with a lot of smiles around Warner Park. A 1-0 victory courtesy of the goal by Evan Conway. Still one more match going on right now, but the big one, Friday night, Greenville against Omaha, right here on ESPN Plus at 8 o'clock. The Owls are going to the final, courtesy of Evan Conway.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.